Um, oh, let's meet with Haneen Saleh. She did her bachelor's in finance and international investment from University of Warsaw, and she's also a founder of Iman.io. We have another speaker. Uh, she's Olesia Zinchenko, and she's event manager and startup mentor at LabLab AI. She's also organized 50 plus worldwide hackathons for 100 plus AI builders. Uh, Let me invite our speakers, Olesia Zinchenko and Haneen Saleh. The title of our talk is The Art of Strategy. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Nice to be with you guys here and have this great opportunity to talk to you all. So, first of all, I would like to start that if you are in this call already or you're joining this hackathon, that means that you're already a winner. And this is just, we're trying to help you to have a shortcut, right? And the things that help us through the journey of 4 years to summarize it to you guys. So, the art of strategy. Today we're going to discuss. And before that, I would like to share my screen. Will that be okay? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, let me try to uncut Olesia. Okay, guys. Introduction to Art of Strategy. So we have here, hi, I'm Haneen Saleh. I'm the founder of Iman and also a business development manager. I work with AI companies around the Middle East and Europe. And yeah, let's get to this journey. So in our agenda today, we're going to be talking about uh, we're trying to cover how to move fast, especially when you're starting your startup, because most of the people when they're starting, they have a lot of ideas, they have a lot of things that they want to do at the same time because you're inspired, right? So we're trying to simplify the process and how to also have the most minimal cost, but at the same time making the most fast and economy product that you can do. So we were going to start with great products are useful, usable, and beautiful. So the startup imperative. So here we're going to start with how can we move fast and economize when it comes to early stage startups, right? So first of all is try to always move quickly. So meaning like when I have a startup and you have an idea, and you always gonna be like thinking, okay, how much is this gonna cost me? How much should I invest? What do I need? And all of that. No, we have nowadays we're very lucky that we're in the internet world and we're in the AI world. There is so many unlimited tools that you can test out your product. Just do it, do your research. Many times, actually, this product already exists for years. If you really love this product, check the product that has existed for years. How can you make it better, right? So early stage priorities is, I'm just going to read it for you guys, is move quickly to validate your idea, market fit. Next on, we have minimize expenses to optimize limited resources, engage deeply with potential users and to understand their need and preferences. So everything that I'm going to be saying now, we're going to cover on. And moving on to speed and efficiency. Uh, Always streamline the process of workflow and maximize the productivity. So always see what are the steps needed for you to actually acquire the product to be at least in the prototype phase. Uh, this is the main questions I like to ask or tell people to ask when they are creating a product is what is the problem you're trying to solve, right? After you find the problem that you're trying to solve, who are your users and what do you need? What is the purpose of this product and how does it serve it? What does the humanity really need it? And sometimes it's not even about humanity, like so many just simple things, but they're users who need it. What are the business goals of creating this product? What are the currently existing things that you can do better, as we mentioned? So moving on to our next page is inspiration from existing solution. So as we mentioned at the first part is we want to move fast and we want to also make our product as legitimate and as visible as possible. And many times we're overthinking. At least I went through this journey where I was overthinking, wanting to make the product perfect. Okay, I'm focusing on so many things, but I end up to get to know that the best ideas are inspired. So looking into other products that are similar to our ideas or other companies that are not even similar, but it has the same concept, get inspired for them. You can take their codes, you can take their designs, you can do whatever and make it to your style. It doesn't have to be a copy paste, but make it into yours. So look around at the solution that already exists, dive into the reviews, and identify common issues. So also one of the things is, as we said, inspired to make your own product. For example, there is so many what, let's say, what applications we, let's just take Facebook to be safe, right? I don't, this is just an example, everybody, so don't go into details with it. Assumingly Facebook now has a chat, and this chat everybody uses, everybody loves, but you have one thing with your friend that you notice that is, you don't like it much, but in Telegram it exists. So okay, how can I make this product, for example, to sell to Facebook or something, or to be inspired to solve this small problem? This is just, again, very basic example. It can be in cars, technology, anything. Next on is user first, or user experience. So many times when we're creating a product or an idea, we are so much into our own head that, because us as humans, when you create an idea, our sense of ego goes and like, oh, this is a great idea, how can I make it better? And you want to also create so many things because you already managed the main idea, so how can you make it better? No, you already had an idea. Let's start small. What does the user want? How can I solve it for them, right? How can I make their experience easier, right? Because the user is the heart of the startup, or the basically the heart of your product. So one of my favorite memes I like to use is, we are focusing so much on the design or on the let's say services that your product can use, but the user actually just need a simple small thing that makes their life better, and they will pay for it. So always focus on what does the user want, even if the design is not the best. If it's making their life easier and it's saving them time and resources, then that's how you should start and prototyping it and creating it. So moving on to also one of the main common issues with it comes to user experience. Not only when it comes to services and so many ideas that you want to create and build, also when it comes to design. So I personally had this issue when I started creating Iman 4 years ago. Is I was, instead of, like, the technology was super hard. It's a blockchain integrated one, and it's super hard. So many competitors weren't so much, but it needs a lot of developers. And what was I focusing on? Was I was focusing on design with no product. So I was like, I want to make this beautiful so investors look into it nice, but technically there was no actual technical product at the time. So as we see that focusing on beautiful, you will end up with something unusable, unuseful, and basically just a cute design. So always focus on how can I make it as useful as possible. Is it working? The codes, the prototypes, everything. Is it working? Is it usable? You have some, you can just go with to your friends. Like one thing also, by the way, guys, if I'm speaking fast, just let me know. So one thing I also like to experience with when it comes to user experience is, a lot of people are scared to do surveys or ask the people around them, because they're like, oh, I want it to be perfect. But how will it be perfect if you don't ask the people around you? So always focus on, like, it can be as simple as just people around you. I'm sure that there's at least 6 people or 5 people you're talking to. Let's make it even two. Those 2 people, share it with them. What is their opinion? If they can share it with 2 more friends, right? So just from the people around you, you can get a cute user experience. You'll get different information, and that doesn't mean you need to change everything you say, but you get a collective feedback. And the best ways to do it is just a Google survey and ask people to send it. People sometimes really like to help. So yeah. Um, yeah, that was the part where we were asking about real feedback. So again, just put it out there, surveys, ask your friends, ask your people. Especially, I know a lot of people at the beginning of the idea, they are so scared that what if my idea was stolen? What if somebody stole this idea? If you thought about the idea, there's at least 100 people who thought of it. The only difference between you and them is the execution. So if you started already executing and doing stuff, NDA and somebody stealing your idea is should be your least problems. Maybe it can be a problem if your friend is like a billionaire or a millionaire and he can do it really fast, then that should be a problem. But other than that, it shouldn't be a problem at all. It shouldn't be something you're worrying about at the first stages of your idea. Because again, we saw so many movies that were thinking the first thing that, oh my God, they're gonna steal my idea and they're gonna make money. But no, just get feedback from it. Uh, moving on to my favorite part, the synergy of teams and skills. So before I moved on to the next slide, is when we're talking about the synergy of teams and skills, is many times at least I will talk to you guys about my journey with Iman, and I'll tell you now after we end this presentation what happened to Iman. But when I was starting with Iman, I was focusing so much on people at the beginning of my friends. And then I realized, okay, my friends don't have this talents. I was basically, instead of creating my product, I was teaching them how to do a product. So this is now you're also wasting time. And just because you're friends doesn't mean they have the skill. If they're your friends and they have the skill and they're up for it, please always go to your friends. But most of the time, the people around us, if they don't have the exact skills that we're looking for in building this product, you're gonna have to find another team. Meaning,
But
when having a great, yeah,
excuse me, ma'am, sorry for interruption. You
yes, of course.
are fast. You are very fast. Please, can you little bit slow?
Oh yes, yes. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, perfect. Guys,
Thank you.
whenever I go fast, just tell me, okay? All right. So when we're talking about the team and their energy and all of this, usually find the team that not only have the skills, but you guys challenge each other. Meaning, there is always at the beginning when you're creating a product, there is, I would say, maybe three different types of founders or co-founders, where one is it's my idea, I know what's right, I know what's wrong. And the other person where they basically need to rely on everybody around them to make the job done, but it's just their idea, but everybody's doing the actual job. And then you have the third person, which was, I guess, me, where they really want this product to grow and they want also the people around them to grow. So they're gathering them. And basically, with those three types of people, that you will be one of them at the beginning. The moral of it, what I'm trying to say is find the people who you're just challenging you. Like, if let's say the first one, when we said, oh sorry, when we said about the first one, when this is my idea, I know the product, I know the vision, correct? That comes from, that's really good, but it's good to have also a good skilled team who can basically challenge you. So here we have the skill fusion. The skill fusion of a great team is adapting to each other, right? Challenging each other. It's okay to tell your partner or co-founder, not even co-founder, somebody in your team who just want to help, that no, it's better. And if you're in somebody's team and the founder is not doing something good, and you're in the early stages, it's okay to tell them that, hey, I think this is my idea, like, to talk about it. So adaptability, a dynamic team, is a key for navigating challenges and pivoting strategic effectively. Next on, we have the product market fit. Meaning, if you are, let's say, a founder with technical expertise and all your friends are technical people, building it together is really good, where you will have, let's say, the best prototype ever, but business wise you'll probably have the worst pitch deck ever, because there was no business person to put it out there, to look into the market trends, to look into the new things. What do the business want? What is those things? This is usually a more business mind, where they're very free approach, and technical wise, correct me if I'm wrong, please, everybody, is more logical. Like, okay, this is how it works. This is one, two, three. So colliding them together just makes unlimited power, or crazy fusion, euphoric, you name it, but amazing things. Here we have also balanced development. So when you're starting as a team, start small. Always start with the basics. Always start as, again, remember when I said at the beginning of the presentation that we have so many ideas when we want to implement it all? When you have a great team, they will know how to balance it and make it correct. So team, having a great people around you, even if they're not working with you, just a great source of surrounding who are motivated, who are stuff, it will make you better. So please highly focus on the people around you and the people you're building it with. So now I will leave the mic to Olesia.
Thank you so much. Could you please come back to the previous slide? I have one
Of course.
small input on the team side as well, because you mentioned so I'm basically the one who is one of the Haneen's partners, whatever projects we are doing. And I just wanted to say about this hackathon thing that now we are part of the hackathon, and usually we think that the most we can do from hackathon is to create some product prototype that could be a business, or that could be just one very useful project for you. But honestly, the best you can get from hackathons is actually a team, because there is a huge chance that your product will not work. and there is a huge chance that it will not go to the market. But still, it's very, very important for you to get the right people. So with the right people, you can build any projects that you would want in the future. Haneen, may I ask you to basically share the
I'm
presentation?
trying.
Do you want me to? Okay.
No, I will do it, but just a second. I don't know what I did wrong.
I
Okay,
will.
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome.
So we can go to the branding part. So first of all, hi everybody. I'm Olesia, and I could call myself startup mentor, but here there are people that also were mentors with me, so I don't want to claim that. And I was the part of LabLab.ai team like months ago. Still, I was. Now I'm not the part of the team anymore. And we were doing AI hackathons. So it's same hackathon that you're having right now, but that was primarily focused on AI products, and people within 3 or 7 days were building their own prototypes of their products. And basically, everything we are talking right now is all from our experience and all that we were talking to teams, and like any insights we have, we are now sharing with you. So that could be useful for you as a participant of the hackathon. We can move on, and Haneen, I guess you can just follow me because I'm on the slides, so you will see where I am exactly. Or you don't. Okay, I'll tell you. Fine. That's the right slide. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And also one small note that if you have anything to ask, share, so just feel free to use chat because it's always easier when we have like two-sided communication and it's not only like a lecture. Well, I will just summarize what Haneen said, and it's quite important to fix this knowledge before we'll move on. So first of all, as you're a startup, you have to move extremely fast. It means that you don't have put that much energy in making product look good, but you have to put so many energy into making sure that the idea you have is really good. And to do that, you actually just have to prototype really, really fast. It means like if this product could be one button, that could be this prototype. And then you just have to go to users and test with them. And as we mentioned, gather insights to move to the next stage of development. And actually, if you will take a look on the very successful startups currently, they were all started with super, super simple functionality. It could be like upload button, I know, some simple integration, or I don't know, a few fields that person needs to fill in to get useful insights. So basically try to think what could be very, very minimum of your product, go to users, ask them if it's okay or not. They will give you feedback, you come back, you build another prototype, go back to users. And this process should just repeat all the time. That's why it's so important to move fast. And my part right now is about the branding. And it's a bit different part of the branding that we usually talk about, because people usually love to say the branding is like a logo, what else, like colors, your website, like social media. No, it's not. And I just want to speak what the branding really is, because it's really crucial for startups, and what it's not, because you now may think like, why do I need even think about branding if I'm just starting my product? Well, you have to, and I'll just want to explain you today what you really have to think of in the concept of branding, and then how it could help you to really understand your idea better and really move it from just the idea to potentially a company. So first of all, can you just come back? And the second of all is, thank you so much. So branding is not now what it's like very a famous quote. If you're like checking marketing books, that's usually they're quoted so often. So branding is not what you say, it's what they say. People usually got to used to say that brand is like what I'm saying about my brand. We are a cutting edge technology company providing like best service on the market. And then we are thinking that it's actually the brand, but it's not, because what brand is basically if people mention you in a conversation and what they will exactly tell about you, how would they feel about you, that will be your brand. It's very easy to understand when we are talking about personalities. So any human, you're definitely discussing somebody with your friends. And like the way you're discussing this person, the way you're talking about the person when they are not in the room, it's their brand. So if there is a people that usually like nobody's saying anything bad about them when they are not in the room, that means that they have quite good personal brand. It means that other people will recognize them as very kind, uh, person that always like ready to help. So that's basically branding. And for the company, it's very, very same. So what users will talk about you, about your product, if you're not in the room, or if they just want to recommend, or like opposite, do not recommend, how would they talk about you? That's your brand. And have you already could understand? It's completely not about website or logo. It's mainly about the way you will present your product, even to these users that you will just gather feedback from. So your brand building is starting from the moment you're going to the first user and ask like, do you like my button on the website? So that will be the first thing you will start when it comes to brand. I'm moving on to the next slide. And yeah, and when it comes to the core of the brand, so what is the most important in the brand is, of course, the founding team. As we mentioned before, it does not matter that much which product you're building, but matter more like who is building this product. And hence, you don't have any employees in the very beginning. You don't have like any promotion in the very beginning. People that are founding the company will be talking to investors, talking to first users. They will be maybe talking to some other partners to combine and like do product as a integration. So that's very important how people that created this product will be talking to other people, because the way you talk, if you're kind, if you're funny, if you're very strict, it will define how people think of your product. So the founding team, 1 or 2, 3 founders, how many you have, are the most important people to create a first impression of the brand, the first branding. And now I want to talk how we can, for free, basically use this power of the founders to promote your product. But I guess the slides are a bit different. Okay, let's just talk maybe about, yeah, when it comes to the branding, what you need in the very beginning. So founders, so you will be the executors of this, and then I will move on to some, I don't know, like list of free ways how you can promote your product. It will be now sound like a YouTube video. So let's just move on to the things that are really, really important in the very beginning when it comes to your branding, and also like a research around your brand, because if you have business person in the team, they will definitely do this. So I have only 3 points for you, but they are very crucial and you have to take a look on them. So first of all is clear positioning. It means that your customers, when you're going to them, have very clearly know what you are doing, for whom you're doing that, and how it will help them, I don't know, perform some tasks faster or just have a better life. And for that, I highly recommend you to create one sentence. It's actually 2, okay? So 2 sentences that will define your brand. And every founder and every single employee in your potential company should know this sentence, and they can clearly communicate it to users. So when we started with Haneen working together, she wanted to explain me the idea of Iman as a product. And always it was a talk show and she's just trying to explain me like Elias, I have to guess what the product is doing. So she is like, when you're a founder, you have so many things in your head. You're like, our product could do this, could do that. And also we can do this. And potentially we can do in this feature as well. So to avoid this, you have to come up together with your team under one sentence. So the solution as is created for this type of users to solve this problem. And it's the only solution on the market that does specific function. So it's something that your like advantage that defines you from the competitors. And you could just input your product, your users that you want to target, and your problem you're solving. And then you have to do the step number 2 to define the competitive advantage. Haneen, we can move on to the next slide. Thank you so much. So when it comes to the research is not only search for similar solutions, but it's my more wider topic. Research of the market means that you have to feel like you're living this market. You know the area, you know everything about every single player on the market, you know what competitors are talking about. For this, there are a lot of instruments. So you can Google similar companies. We can just get any example of the company. Haneen, maybe you can help me. Like any startup idea.
I would compare mine with Aura, for example, like
That's
Iman.
really
No?
You want
Okay.
to get Iman. I
At
mean,
first,
okay, we can try. Let's
you can
try that.
Uber, for example, Uber, Lyft.
Let's take technical maybe solution so we can go with Iman. So for everybody to know, Iman's supposed to be a blockchain-based company that will be doing like management of assets of very wealthy families. So if you're buying some very expensive item, Iman is taking this information and then you have your app that is tracking like where this item is, who was the owner, who bought it, etc. So it's like a management system. So if we know that we have this app, we have to go to Google and look for similar apps. So the assets management in specific region, the assets management in the world. Then we have to look for maybe some blockchain solutions that are working for companies, for businesses. Then we have to look for, okay, if company would not use our solution, maybe they have their own app. So we are going and we are looking for maybe, I don't know, H&M have, no, it's not, okay, it's not very expensive segment. So okay, Rolex, maybe they have their own app to track items. So we have to basically know everything, competitors, alternatives, maybe some small features that other company has as well. Maybe we can go to customers and ask, okay, which software are you using to track your, I don't know, expensive items? So customers could tell you a bit more information, like how you could use this product. And when it comes to the software as well, if your solution is something for professionals, let's say is for salespeople, and you're going to your customers and you're asking which software are you using on daily basis, and they're telling you like Salesforce or HubSpot. And this could be very cool information for you, so you can integrate your service, your idea into their software. So you can create a solution that would work like autonomically, but also could work together with HubSpot. So that could be very useful because then clients have way more, ability to integrate your solution to their lives. So really do as deep research as possible and spend like minimum a week on this. And minimum a week, I mean like 4 hours a day, you're just Googling. And that's like really important because you might get a feeling that you already know the market in the first day. That's not true. Yeah, and then point number 3 is great communication. As I mentioned before, from the first point you're going to your user, they will already have some impression of you. So just make sure that on every single step, people will get as clear information as possible. So they know which button to click, where to register, where to go afterwards, where they can contact you if something is wrong. So make sure they know this all, and it's written like literally everywhere. As we were working with hackathons, trust me, people, when they are stressed or they are looking for information fast, they don't see like any buttons. So the information should be written exactly like everywhere on the website, in the emails, in your customer support messages. So it should be everywhere. Yeah, and what also helped us working with other startups is when you have usually, just go back, please. Yeah. When you usually have your like product architecture, and maybe if you even have like a user workflow, so which steps user will do to perform specific tasks. So you can take the same board and just write down every single click and every communication that you will have with user. Like they registered, they are getting code to confirm the email, then they're getting onboarding email, then they have to do this and that. So every single step of communication, you have to know and you have to map it out so you can then like think exactly how you should talk to your users. It might sound like very, very obvious, but it's just really important because if you're not doing these 3 steps, if you're not doing good research, communication, and what was I forgot the first step. It's so fun, and good positioning, then it will be very hard for you to get started. Yeah, and let me stop before we'll go to the 3 ways to promote your product and ask if we have any questions. I don't know, anything you might have in your mind. Okay, if you're writing something, feel free to. If you're not writing anything, then I'm moving on to the 3 ways to promote your product. Everybody loves the freeways, and when you're a startup, you have to use freeways because there is no point to spend money if the product is not needed for people. So the only promotion you need in the very beginning is just to get first users and get a good feedback. So you don't need to spend crazy budgets on marketing. You just have to get a few people, a few, I mean like 20, 30, that will be just testing your product and could give you any feedback. And for this, we are using following instruments. So first of all, it's a founder's personal brand. It means that you are actively posting on LinkedIn, Twitter, that would be X, that would be good sources, and maybe your community channel if you're having your, I don't know, maybe WordPress-based community on Discord, feel free to write sometimes there. So you will be just active and people will see you. That's very important thing, to have as much people as possible that just will see your profile photo. And it's also very useful to have the same picture and naming on every single platform. So as much you write, as much they see you, they could just remember, at least like, you just has to give this feeling that, oh, I saw this guy. So that's the only thing that you need to get in the very beginning. Then you are going to every possible local networkings, if possible online networkings, like anywhere you can be present, because people have to know you, and then it's just easier to move on to the next steps. And then a social media post about WordPress, post tips, post some of your observations, anything you can post to be visible. And then you can use storytelling. That's the easiest part. If you are a founder of the startup, it would be really useful for you to tell to people how you get started, why did you decide to get started, and every single failure or success on your path. If they feel connected, if they feel that you're just building something and they could just, I don't know, interact with your story, that's very useful. Take an example of Haneen, like if she would not tell her story of Iman, even if it's not launched yet, still like she were telling her story so much when we just started working. So you just remember this as her own product. And hence she is talking not only about successes, but about failures. You're feeling so much connected. You feel like you could be a user if she would launch the product. So that's very, very important for you to talk about your product, everything on your past. Don't be shy if it's not ready yet. People most likely could hear about, you know, like, I'm trying, I have an idea to build something. What do you think? Then if you would just like randomly in 2 years of silence, share the link of your new application. So it really does not make sense. And then we are moving on to the talk to community you are in, especially if you participate in the hackathons. It's extremely useful to come back
Sorry,
to the community.
ma'am.
Yeah,
Sorry for interruption. May I have a question, please?
yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. I wanted to ask something, and that is, let's suppose I have a brand or a product, and after that product, I just want to going to the consumers to just take the output of from the consumer sides. What do you suggest? Should I promote my product on all networks before getting the feedback of from the users? But I don't have any idea. Let's suppose I don't have any idea that whether that's very useful for the consumers or not. Right now, just I'm going on. You can say that I'm very on the basics level. That what do you suggest on that level? I should go on the promotions on networking and social media posts, and what do you suggest, or storytelling, or should I focus on that thing that after the getting feedback on a smaller part, or then very that you can say that very initial part of the consumer sides of or their feedbacks. After that, I go on the larger scale.
Mhm.
What do you suggest about that?
I could answer myself, and then Haneen, if you have anything to add to this from just your experience, maybe. So first of all, if you are having enough people that can give you feedback, like your consumers that could give you feedback, if you don't need more, and if you feel like you have 20, 30 people can give you a feedback, you might not promote your product yet. But usually you don't have that, because having like 30 people around you that like exactly your target group, that sounds quite tricky. So let's say your product is for managers, I don't know, like shop assistants. I'm really not sure you could have 30, 20 shop assistants around you, like that you already know, and you can reach out directly. So what I'm saying is that writing on social media that you are starting out the product and starting storytelling like, hey, I have this idea and I guess I'm gonna launch this product. And the next post could be like, oh, we are on the stage of prototyping and we are looking for like some people to give us feedback. Maybe some of you want to join. So you can use social media not only to promote the product itself, but also get people to gather feedback, if you know what I mean here. Haneen,
Okay,
anything?
thank you so much. I got that.
I guess you're muted, Haneen. No, I can hear you. Yeah, now
Can you
perfect. Mhm.
can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Perfect. So, this is a very good question, and it has a lot to do with psychology. So it depends on what stage you're in. So let's take it from the beginning. Let's say you had an idea, and this idea can be even a small business of selling pancakes. Let's not go technical. Let's go as simple as possible of just you selling pancakes, and people around you love your pancakes. They just love it. They're like, "Oh, it's amazing pancakes. You should start selling it. We like it." And those are your targeted users around you. So then going to basically in this stage you're in, it's really good to know what you're doing. And when it comes to social media, it for me it has two perspectives, because there is also psychology studies about it. So there is some people who they once they start already, let's say, putting on social media and as if it's already done, like as if your pancakes business is already established and you're like, I'm gathering feedback and so on. Many people psychologically think they already made it, and they stop going, for example, to networking events, and they stop going to doing more of it because subconsciously they believe they already went there because they did the social media and so on. But if you, for example, start to consider this product of yours as a part of you. So when you're going to the gym, by the way, this also applies to the gym. The more you take photos, the less you're gonna go. So uh, when you're going to the gym and so on, becomes your body journey. This becomes your thing. So when you're taking photos, not to showcase people that you're doing this, but rather than it's a part of you, the same way you would take a photo of the sky, and the same way you would just showcase it in this way and feel in this way and go to events, then yeah, like make it a part of you. Don't look into it as a product of what it is people are going to say. No, at the beginning stages, make it a part of you. When you're talking to people, hey, yeah, I'm doing pancakes for, selling it to such people, and if you'd like, I can make you try it, or you can follow me on this account of Instagram where I'm using doing my journey. So to just have a good control psychological fact that you're not there, you're just taking people through your journey, and this is not the product. So I hope it helps you.
And just the
Let's say
point that
Yeah,
the
Haneen, thank you so much for your answering.
the earlier you're starting your blog, the better, because like getting people in, and I can tell about Instagram and about LinkedIn. There is something like algorithms, and to in a way to promote you on LinkedIn, you have to like write for a certain period of time. So if you are very active for, let's say, a month, LinkedIn is like, it's a cool profile, I will promote it. But if you just like randomly appear and you're making a lot of activity just from zero, that could look very tricky for LinkedIn itself. They will be like, it's a bot probably. So that's important also to just keep same level of activity for a long time. And as soon you will start, as the more like supporters you will get, the more people that could give you feedback you will get. So I would really use this instrument because it's really powerful, but kind of agree with what just you, Haneen, said, that psychologically it could feel like, oh, I'm done. The product is ready. So yeah,
so.
it just depends on your.
So I just wanted to say this to be careful that not to focus where your psychological fact is, because this had a lot of factors on me personally, and especially when you were starting and we don't have experience. But Olesia, we took already a few more time, so I'm gonna just put you back on on the stage.
Right. I'm just having, I guess, one more thing. So community, I guess I covered this. Generally, you have hackathon people, And these people know you're the part of the hackathon. So just feel free to reuse this resource. And just personally recommendation from me, if you're using LinkedIn or X, you can just start following these people yourself. So you have some time, you're checking the list of participants and you're like, hi, can we maybe exchange LinkedIn accounts so we can follow each other further after the hackathon? And that's very powerful thing because this hackathon will end and you could forget about each other. But if you are connected on LinkedIn, you kind of have these people already around you. So, and these people, you can't imagine how they could support you in the future because like you understand each other the most. They understand how it's hard to build your own business. They understand, I don't know, maybe they have the same feeling for some speakers or judges. I mean, it's very cool if you hate and love same things. Like it's very easy then for you to start building community around your product and yourself if you're connecting with these people. Every networking you're visiting, every hackathon you are in, connect with these people besides of the hackathon. It will help you like so much. Yeah, and I have my, no, yeah, the next slide, please. This, cool. And there is also one small trick. I will not take that much time because I think it's not relevant for you yet. But if you think that your idea is cool and you want to start some promotion or marketing, there is a small trick you can use to don't spend money almost, not much, I would say, but test which idea is better. So there are some things like test runs on Meta or Google Ads. I would personally recommend Meta because it's way cheaper than Google Ads. So you can go to Meta, create a few ads. It's not that hard actually to do even if you never did ads before. So you can create a few ads with the same picture, but just change the titles. And in this way, you can test like what people usually want. I can give an example. Haneen, give me a product, please.
Test
Any
it.
product you wanna
Any product. The same pancake shop.
which shop?
The pancake shop.
Pancake shop.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know that you wanna sell pancakes in your city, but you are not sure if maybe pancakes or really big cakes are better. So you're doing picture, white background for both, and you're writing text like best pancakes in your city and photo of the pancake. And then you're doing exactly same design, but you're putting photo of the cake and writing like same font, everything the same, and just best cakes in your city. So the picture should look exactly same, but just the picture like of the pancake or cake should be different. So you're taking one thing you want to test and you're just changing this in the design because it will give you like the best result. People will not click because they like more dark background and white. They will click because of just this small difference. And you are running campaign for the same audience, same people in your city, and one campaign will be with pancake and one will be with cake. And then you just see how many people clicked on this campaign. And you should, if I'm going just more into details, and you will rewatch it again once you will need it, there is type of campaign called click-through rate. So you're not focused on sales, but you just want to track how many people clicked on your ad. In this way, you can just track like how many people were really interested in the pancakes and how many in cakes. And with this approach, you can track anything. You can track like your marketing title, you can track your website design, anything you want, and just running like very small budget, let's say $2-3 a day. And then you can like in a week, you can get pretty good results already that will help you in the research. Yeah, that's some low budget tricks. And then you can get a partners, of course. So partners means that if you're just starting and you're not sure about your idea or the market or the team, you can just get somebody who is way more experienced. You can go to accelerators in this point, so anybody that helps you, gives you knowledge and maybe money to get started. You can go to mentors and just find mentors from your community. Just write to experienced people and say, hey, could you mentor me? Like 30-minute call will not hurt anybody. I'm personally still doing mentorship sessions for some startups that just reaching out to me. So it's not that harmful for you to, take somebody for 20 minutes or 30-minute session. So, and you can get really good insights from this. And then you also can take a brand agencies. It just might be secret or not. Some brand agencies, they have something like startup packages. So if you are a startup, they will not take that much money, but they will give you like the most useful for you things like analysis of your market, your strategy, and they can just help you grow. So feel free to use partners if you want to go further, but that's about the future. But right now, please build really fast and then go to users and use this insight to build your product again. Yeah, so thank you so much, and feel free to write any questions you have to me or to Haneen.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. And please ask all the questions you have. And just, I want to say one more thing is many of us, when we're building startups or creating an idea, a lot of us are scared at the beginning. And I will tell you something, nothing in this world can stop you. Remember, all the people who, let's say, Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook owner, Elon Musk, they're at the end of the day humans. A human is a human. So no matter who you want to reach or who you want to take advice from, just reach out to them on LinkedIn or email or find any way of contact. If they didn't answer, go to the next 10. Like I remember when I first started, I was contacting, I remember like OpenSea founder, and I was shocked when they replied. I was like, oh my God, they replied. But you will be shocked how many people actually do reply. So don't limit yourself, and remember that you're just learning and you're building. So yeah, ask any question, guys. No questions?
Just for the future, I'm sure that you can connect with us via LinkedIn and we can answer to you there like in no time. So it shouldn't be a problem at all if you want to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I will stop sharing my screen. Okay, perfect. How can we measure the impact of storytelling on our product market performance? Are there any key, wait, my something is covering the word, so I can, are there any key metrics or indicators you suggest we look at?
Yeah. So when it comes to storytelling, it's definitely reactions under your post. When it comes to LinkedIn, I would also track the difference of reactions, because if people are saying only likes, that seems that they are not very interactive. And also LinkedIn is tracking how many people actually clicked. Because, okay, so storytelling is the form of long messages, right? So if you're writing long text, people, when scrolling your post on LinkedIn, they are seeing only like first 3 lines. So you have to track people that click on see more and that were reading. And also you can try do same with comments. So you can try to ask them write comment and ask something specific, like tell me what bothers you the most when, I don't know, when somebody is reaching out to you with the sales pitch. So you can ask some questions like this that are relevant to your product. And but being honest, like not everybody that are reading your post and interested can respond to the comments. So it's also okay. But something like engaged users and then users that were opening your post to read more. You can check in the LinkedIn support like how this metrics usually called. Yeah. And same actually for Twitter would be very useful. And also like tracking links, but in the very beginning and also generally, I would not recommend you to use so many links in the post. Like if less links, the better. Yeah, and you can simply just like check how many people interact with the post. That's all.
Thank you, Alessia. Any question, guys? Don't feel shy. You can just ask your way.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Like it was very nice to have both of you here on this platform, and yeah, I got like what you people are telling about brands, and of course, first of all, Honey, they have told about the projects. So I was just thinking, like any project which we or like showcase our abilities like in the form of project on level of I. So can we use them as a startup, like if I'm working on any specific project, like lastly I worked on unhallucinate challenge, and I was thinking, yeah, it was a great idea, like to work on to work on any app where you can various recipes, like some people are they feel some troubles while working on like in doing in kitchen tasks, and some are like very, like we have seen a lot of foodies around the world, they are very interested in like some chefs, but like we are trying to help them with that app So I was thinking, like, if I can take that project and I can work on that and like for developing a startup, so can I do that? Like this idea I've got from these talks. So I just wanted to know this thing, like if I can use that project, any specific, but like that was a random project, but still that was very interesting to me. So I was thinking, like, if I can take that project and I can develop, I can work on that, and I can make it my own brand.
I,
So
I have
that
one
was my
question for
question.
you. I have one
Yeah.
question just before I answer you. Uh, so you created the project just purposely for Lab, and you're asking if you can use it outside, right?
Yeah, if I can use it as my own brand and I can like I can make a startup with that project. So that is my question.
Yes, uh, but like just one more thing I want to ask Olesia about the rights because we used to work with Lab and NDAs. so
Oh yeah.
so yeah, so just 1 second. So I will give you my tricks. Don't worry, I will show you the tricks. But Olesia, I have a question. I think it's normal for them to do anything they want. They can just ask Lab to
Exactly.
delete it,
Yeah.
right?
No, we don't have to ask. Oh, you mean to delete from.
If they want to, let's say other investors.
It does not make even like that much sense because it gives you additional promotion. But yeah, so you can use your LabLab projects if we are talking here LabLab, like for anything. It's your startup, it's your project. All rights is for you, and like only you own this project. LabLab also have its own accelerator, which is Slingshot. Um, Theodorus, yes. So, and you also can join their own accelerators to build this project. You can do it yourself, but definitely you can use it. Yeah.
But I will say one thing. So I will just answer your question about the product, and it's a great product. So this product that you talked about, um, probably it's really great, and it sounds very simple. I don't think I've seen applications that just have recipes. I usually just use Pinterest or Google, me personally. But what I'm gonna say is, if you want to validate your ideas and you want to join to accelerators and so on, I will just be fully honest here, guys. Like I'll be honest. Many of accelerators and not Lab really. Gaia and I used to work there NDAs, but really they were not one of them. But there's many accelerators, guys, that kind of use you or kind of, let's say, they have this condition of getting 10% equity or registration with them. Such places, if you want to be in or you got in, you don't have to give them the company registration. Most of the time at the beginning, you're not registered your company, just give another name, right? And concept similar, they try to play around. If you're going to accelerators, at least this was my experience, because I'm speaking ones that are not verified, not big ones. Like, see, for example, if you're going to a Founder Institute or Gaia or those ones, those are very valid ones that they will help you to be better. But there is some sketchy ones. If you don't feel right, try to just test it out. But anyhow, not to get further, this is what Alessia was trying to say when I'm all over the place. So about the so yeah, just to answer again back your question, no, go on it, build on it, and you can even say that it was in Lab. Let's say you made it to the finalist, uh, work on this project, see what you guys were struggling with, how can you make it better, what would the people feedback, what would the mentors feedback. So don't, like, if you worked on a project and you really like it, such a places as Lab, there is no limitation. We were doing, I remember when we were working there, we were also thrilled because people like you who are creating this project, they might be future startups, and this was amazing. Like, I've seen many people change their lives. So remember that you can just be next. Alessia, do you want to say anything on her question?
No.
Okay.
Hi,
No, nothing.
Haneen.
uh
I just
yes.
It
wanted to
was
ask,
really nice.
Haneen,
Thank
may
you.
I ask something?
Yes, Asia or Aisha, yes.
Yeah. If
Uh-huh.
I just want to, you can say that just want to offer services, then what do you suggest? Should I use same strategies and same target audience and same promotion level? I should use that or not for
uh
services? Talking about services. If I want to give offer services to the customers, then what do you
mhm.
suggest? What should I do for that purpose?
Look at the value you're giving. So, my favorite quote is, find the problem and be the solution. So your service should be the solution, and you're solving a problem. Meaning, if I understood your question correct, you're asking what are the best services I should start with. Let's take an example of, I will take an example today. I was talking to my to a friend about. let's say in your city there's a lot of food chain restaurants, a lot of local home restaurants owned, right? A lot of them. And you getting into that market is almost failure. But you have a service of, let's say, your fries is more crunchy than everyone in the city, and it's just your fries is, I don't know why today I'm talking about food, guys, but it's just the thing that works. So your fries is
Oh,
the
I think
your
you're a
fries
food
is
lover. I think, honey, I think you are food lover. Huh? Am I right?
I used to, but
You are not audible. You are not audible to me.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you for a second. Like you said,
I
uh,
you
couldn't hear
said
you.
that there was something really fun, and we just missed it.
okay, I said I said, I can you hear me now? Okay, I said I used to be
Yeah,
a
now
food
you are
lover,
audible.
but sadly now I'm not. But I guess today I'm such a big food lover, so I don't know why I'm making all the food examples, guys. I didn't have lunch. That's a good. I know why. No. So, for example, you have the, let's say, crunchiest fries in the whole city, or you have, like, there's so many, but you have the best ones. So just start with the fries at first, right? Test it out with the people. Let's go into a technical more perspective. Let's say you have a business, right? Or something that you're providing, let's say, design for the people. And most of the people who are, let's say, asking for design in your city require $1,000 to just create one post. And you notice that you found an AI application that can do similar, use case.
We lost you again. You're actually muted, honey.
Yeah. Hi, I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know why my phone keeps changing it automatically. So you found an AI tool that helps you make your design similar quality, let's say not so handmade, but similar quality, and everybody charges $1,000. So then your service is the same as them, but you're charging assumingly $200 because AI helped you made it, right? So always try to be the solution to the problem in your city, things you're struggling with. As small as it can be, and trust me, a lot of people will be struggling with it as well. But many of us, for example, like, think of ideas like balloons flying and so on. But it's do you ever think about balloons flying to make it as a service? No. So it's useless, right?
But one
So
thing about, I'm sorry, food, cakes, and balloons. So the cakes thing, like the taste of the cake could be one thing, but also you can think of like what and where people actually need these cakes. If it's a cupcake, let's say I have my daughter's birthday. I don't have a daughter, but just let's say if I do have my daughter's birthday and okay, or I was very busy at work and I really forgot to order the cake for my daughter and I need these cupcakes like now. So maybe your service offering could be like, I can make and deliver pancakes in 3 hours. So something like this. You don't have to only find like your advantage in the taste, but you also can look for real problem, as Haneen mentioned, because the taste of the cake is not a problem usually, but like delivery time could be the problem. Custom, I don't know, drawing on the cake could be a problem. Topping could be a problem. I have like 1,000 allergies. It also could be a problem. So you can do it very customly. So you could think like what are the real problem people could face because of the pancakes. Yeah.
yes, and this is a perfect example what Olesia said about the delivery. Like, always just be the solution. This is what I'm gonna say. Like, things that annoy you. And also, one other thing is, I noticed, I'm a third culture kid who, like, grew up in, like, different places, and sometimes you really, like, we are so lucky to be in the internet world. Sometimes you don't have to fix the problem in your city. You can fix it in other city that even charges you in dollars. So let your mind go beyond you. Don't limit yourself to things. Just be the easy solution to other people. So yeah. I hope that answered your question, Aisha.
Yeah, Haneen. Thank you so much, and Alisa, thanks to you.
Thank you. Azia, I believe you wanted to say something.
Yeah, sure.
Aiza?
Ask you.
Yeah, Azia, sorry, Azia.
Ask me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No, dear, I've got my answer. Thank you very much.
All right, perfect. Anybody, any other questions? Ikra, it's nice to see you again. I hope it's the same Ikra in Love Love.
yes, it's me.
Okay, nice to see you again. So,
Thank you.
hi. So, guys, any questions before we jump out and leave you to the next speaker? 5,
So I
4.
think
Yes, Ikra. Yes, yes. We're just playing.
start your countdown. I just say I think there is no question. So
Mhm.
thank you so much, ma'am Haneen and Olesia. You speak so well. We would love to hear you for hours, but we have a limited time, so we will have to end this talk. So participants, you can join us on Discord. We have meeting with our mentors. The meeting is about to make teams and explain the projects. The link I shared in chat, you can join us Discord if you have any query about this. Once again, thank you so much, Haneen and Alicia.
Thank you so much, dear, and wish you all good luck in your lives and projects. And
Thank
yeah,
you so much.
always be kind.
Yeah.
That's also a very important rule. Always be kind. So yeah.
Okay,
take,
okay. Thank you so much.
take care, guys.
I
Bye
will
bye.
always remember this. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. You can join us on Discord.